Well, look who came running back again. You know I'm happy to have you. Good to see you again, Chef Peppino here. Welcome into my kitchen once again. Today I'm very excited. Let me just cut to the chase. We're going to do some baking today. Well, I'm going to show you one of Chef Peppino's favorite biscotti recipes. This recipe, really crowd pleaser, I have to tell you, because all of these flavors that I'm introducing together in this batter, they're going to become the best of friends for life. And when you have a recipe like that, there's really no room to go wrong. It's going to turn out well. So, you know, I'm so excited to show you the chocolate anise biscotti recipe, or biscotti al cioccolato con anice. This recipe is so special to me because it really melds together some bold flavors and textures. You know, Chef Peppino includes the texture just as much as the flavor, and it's just as important. You have to understand this as we cook, as we bake, in any element. I love to bite into something interesting, fun for my teeth, because I want them to enjoy too, not only my tasting buds. The teeth and the tasting buds, they always want to compete. But in this recipe, there is no concession. Both are going to have their way. What I love about this recipe is the deep, nutty flavor of the hazelnut or almond or whatever nut you choose, with the bright, zesty, interesting flavor of orange. That's right, nuts, orange, and of course chocolate is in the middle, mediating this discussion of flavor. So without further ado, let me show you the ingredients. Follow me.
Va bene, beautiful mise en place ready to go. We have 2.5 cup flour, to which I add 3 tablespoons cocoa powder and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Next, 1 teaspoon baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. Now we have 1 teaspoon ground anise seed. This is the seme d'anice, ma che bello profumo! This is where we're gonna get that beautiful licorice flavor. It comes from the anethol essential oil and is really gonna put our biscotti over the top. Next, our eggs, 3 large eggs plus 1 yolk. Now our butter, we have 1/2 a stick, unsalted butter, room temperature. We have a 1 cup white sugar, and now we have the zest of 1 orange, taking a little bath in 1 tablespoon of Sambuca or Anise Extract. Sambuca is the licorice liqueur, is quite marvelous. And of course, for that beautiful crunch, we have an 1/2 cup of chopped, roughly chopped hazelnuts, or if you have almond, walnut, your preference, but it's going to be beautiful, nutty and roasted afterwards. Va bene, now what I'm doing is I'm sifting all of my dry ingredients using a mesh strainer. If you have a baking sifter, fine, use that. I don't know, you're a professional baker, but not a babysitter, but a baking sifter, in order to add air into your dry ingredients and make sure everything mixes evenly into the batter afterward, and to avoid there being any nasty lumps or bumps in our batter. So you can see I put my flour, my cocoa, my baking soda, my baking powder, and my anise seed and my salt all into the sifter, and I'm putting that over a parchment paper. And later you're gonna see it's very easy to transfer this parchment paper into the mixer. And if you have a couple of pieces of cocoa or salt afterwards, you just push it through and it will come out. It's all gonna be okay. Okay, it's that time of the day. We're going to cream our butter and our sugar. We want to make it nice and smooth, like Lionel Richie singing Sunday morning, and that is when I'm baking these biscotti. So remember, the point of creaming the butter and the sugar is to add air into the butter. The sugar holds the air and it results in a nice light delicate structure, and I put my eggs in one at a time so they dissolve. Now I'm putting my orange and Sambuca all the way in. Oh, the smell is just so incredible. That's mixing it all together, beautiful. Now be delicate with the parchment paper. Put it in all of the dry ingredients, slowly but surely. Not all at once, so it doesn't puff up in your face and explode. We want everything to mix in together, and then once everything's mixed in very nicely, we'll take the bowl off the mixer and we'll mix it by hand. The remaining flour and other dry ingredients, they have to be moistened or humidified. And lick my whisk since you're doing such a good job, ragazzi. Bravi! Now I'm just using my spatula to mix around the rest of the dry ingredients that haven't yet gotten some of the love, and you'll be left with a nice, even, moist batter. Time to throw all of my hazelnuts into my batter. We're going to fold them in so that they're incorporated evenly, and everybody that you give a biscotti to will have that crunch and that roasty flavor. Now, using my trusty spatula, I'm going to take my batter, is quite thick. I'm going to shape them into 2 logs on my baking sheet. Don't worry about being perfect, but what I like to do is use the back of a fork, makes things easier. Remember, take your time with this step. A beautiful art takes time.
Okay, ragazzi, wasn't that fun? You're a natural sculptor, you are. Very good job, very good job. Now we're letting the biscotti cook for about 25 minutes in the oven. I want to get them nice and dry and crispy before we let them rest for the first time, and then we're going to put them back in. But wait a couple of seconds, I'm going to explain that to you. But in the meantime, we have a nice treat here. We're scraping our bowl, and with the orange that you zested, have a nice snack, why not? Okay, so I see you in a couple of minutes, ragazzi. Ciao. And the cooking time is always going to depend on your kind of oven, so check them at around 15-20 minutes. We have the oven at 350, so that's that. And again, we want a nice dry surface for the biscotti. Biscotti twice cooked in Italian.
My logs are beautifully puffed up after 25 minutes in my oven, and I have to tell you, the aroma in my kitchen is gorgeous. After letting them cool for 10 minutes, use a nice serrated knife and cut the biscotti into, I use about 1.5 centimeter or half an inch. This is going to be the shape of the final biscotti. Take your time. Amici, I really want to emphasize this. Take your time. Give love to the food. Michelangelo didn't spend a couple hours on the David Sistine Chapel, but unlike the Sistine Chapel or David, we are able to eat these pieces of art that we're creating together. And after 20 minutes at 325 in the oven, we are left with our diamond hazelnut speckled biscotti. My goodness.
Amici, my friends, here we are. We made it to the end of our cooking journey for today. I've got to say, I am very proud of you, and I think you have made something special today. Let me choose one. Which biscotto, singular, which biscotto should I choose? How about this one? It has a chip in it, a little bit banged up, and is always indicative of what cooking is. Always uphill journey battle, not without scratches. My friends, it's so fragrant. Once we really cooked it out the second time, baked it out, you know, the biscotti, 2 bakes, it really took away some of the moisture remaining in the batter, and now I can taste that wonderful zest of the orange, the deep, dark, nutty flavor of the hazelnut, bitter, interestingly mysterious chocolate with the cocoa is coming forward, and of course that's such a beautiful fragrance from the anise seed and the sambuca. Just the way they work together. This licorice is the anise cousin in English, and the licorice works so well. It's like a ribbon that flows through these wonderful animals of creation, which are the chocolate and the nut and the orange. But enough of the analogies, let's take a bite together, okay? Look at that, che meraviglioso. Croccante. Incredibile. Nice and crunchy and dry, first of all, so I have to take a bit of my milk, un po' di latte, solo un po'. We did a good job today, very good job. As I described simply the fragrance from before, it is almost the exact same flavors that I receive in the mouth. So the nose really informed the mouth, while this time it goes so well together, especially because it's baked twice. Again, releasing that remaining moisture really concentrates the flavors and really freshens it up the more that the sort of the biscotti leaves, and nice and dry, because we want to be able to dip the biscotti in a little bit of milk, just a little bit, un po' di caffè, un po' di tè, whatever you choose to have with dessert. This biscotti goes with it because it's going to absorb that liquid when you dip it in, and then you can drink that marvelously speckled sweet liquid that remains. Amici, ragazzi, signori, thank you for joining me once again today. Excellent job with the biscotti, chocolate, anise, biscotti, biscotti al cioccolato e anice. Very, very special this one. I hope you share at home with your friends and family, and I'll see you next time, amici. State bene, ciao.